In the previous video, the last workflow we saw was generating this character from multiple different angles using the prompts on the left. Hopefully you saw it. So now let's look at the next workflow below. The workflow is the same as before. These are the three files: the 9B distilled diffusion model, clip text encoder, and the VAE. In this on the right, the logic remains the same, but the sampler here is what we get in the default workflow. Below, I am using the K-sampler. The clip files with the prompt as a condition goes here. And on the way, it takes one more condition from here, which is an image of an OpenPose skeleton. The VAE is used to decode the image into latent space, and then ahead, it takes one more image as a condition to produce its final result. So the prompt with the two images goes into the K-sampler, and the output is then encoded, and we get a result. My prompt here is to change the pose of the subject in image 2 to the pose in image 1. And this is in case I want to make changes in the prompt. This node is for getting OpenPose images from a folder where I have multiple poses. Search for OpenPose skeleton, and this is where you can get the poses. All these poses can be downloaded from the download button given on the top left. Before we go back, there is a link to donate $1 for a free resource by this developer. So the total number of images this node can take from the folder is 3, and it should start picking from the 11th image. It means after the 11th image in the folder, in the descending order, these are the 3 poses. I will increase the number of poses by 1. You should check first if it is working by running the workflow like this. I had to do a restart of comfyUI because another workflow started after I ran the process. The image generated will be organized and saved by these nodes. Type the image prefix here. A folder will be generated in the below given directory with the result images. This save image node is not in use. You can use it if you prefer. So I have the subject here with 6 different poses. I will run the workflow. It took around 200 seconds on my 4060 Ti 16 GB. And these are the results. There is a slight change in the cloth below, but that's the adjustment for the character due to the standing position. All the poses generated looks good. The second run also took around 200 seconds, and the results were added in the folder. The top and the pants were changed because there was no instruction given, but I got all the poses. I will disable this workflow by bypassing these nodes. And now move to the next workflow, which is the opposite of what we saw just now. This workflow also takes 2 images. One is the OpenPose image, and for the other image, it takes multiple subjects. I will enable these nodes quickly. So it takes 1 pose, and for the second image, this node takes images from a folder named subject. All these images are of different sizes, which makes generating results harder. The chances of having a bad result in this case are very high. An image like this will give bad results because it becomes harder for the model to identify the body. I will increase this to bring more images and run the workflow. After 200 seconds, I got the result with 1 bad image. I will get a different pose and run the workflow again. Even this didn't go well for this subject. The rest looks correct. A full body image would have worked. Right now, the model is not able to identify this side of her arm, probably having no sense of the jacket covering the woman from one side. So that was it for this workflow. Let's move ahead. I forgot to cover this in the first video of the Flux Klein model. So this is just a workflow for multiple images. And the model works with 4 images at once. I will upload an image of a dress, and the rest is the same as I explained at the beginning. This is from the default workflow. The prompt here is about the subject in image 1 wearing the dress from image 2. The result is generated, and it looks good. My prompt was 3 women sitting together on the sofa in the first image. This woman in the white t-shirt is the one in the kitchen. And somehow a face swap happened with this character, which I was about to do in the face swap workflow. Nothing happened to this one. She is correct. So I will stop the workflow by bypassing these nodes and move to the next workflow. This is the face swap workflow. I will copy it on a different tab and explain the workflow quickly. This section is the same as the default workflow. 3 files and a positive-negative prompt with 2 reference conditions by the given image before going to the sampler. The settings and values for the sampler and then the VAE code with the Save Image node are the same as the default workflow. This is the second image in this workflow, and the first image is added through this node after the image gets resized. There is an extra file used here as a LoRa. BFS head v1. The link to download the file is given above. This is the link to download from Civet AI, and another is the link to Hugging Face. Download from here. This is the woman I want to swap face with a woman in the second image. The prompt in the positive prompt box is the trigger word from Civet AI. Only this section of the prompt you may need to change a bit. If everything is correct, this workflow should work. This node here, image crop by mask, gives an error if it does not get a mask. Similarly here, make sure to keep it bypassed. I will try again. And now it works. So now you can see instead of the face, the entire head is replaced, which is correct. The LoRa I used is a head swap LoRa. To avoid the entire head, I can crop the image before it gets in the image generation process. Now the image goes to the background remover, and the size is checked, and then it goes into the workflow. Now it should work. The hair color and some part of her hair still managed to go, and it is visible clearly in the resulting image. It looks good to me. Her facial expression is missing, though it is simple and acceptable in this case. To match the expression, we can enable these nodes, and the ControlNet will describe the facial expression as per the prompt here. And then the expression will be appended after the trigger words from the Civet AI. The complete output is visible above, and the same can be connected to the text prompt node. Like we did the face crop below, I will crop the face of the subject here, and then I should get a detailed description of her face. This resize node keeps the image at 512 pixels, which works. But you can increase the size if you want. A larger image will take more memory and time. So I will run the workflow, and then we can see the description on the top. ControlNet may download a file on the first run, so consider that. The description is about the woman's lips, eyes, eyebrows, and facial muscles. In the result, her smile looks bigger, but that's how the Flux model took the prompt. Further refinement can be done by editing the prompt, which will take some effort. So that was it for this video. The workflow will be in the description, and I wish you an excellent day.